Hello and welcome from Semicon India 2025.
Now, the dream of semiconductor will actually begin from here and get fulfilled in next 2 to 3 decades for India.
It took many years for US and China to reach a level what we have achieved in last 3 years.
To see Vicram 2 being announced is a material milestone for the country.
What the government has done for semiconductors goes far beyond normal traditional PLI.
If you get into power electronics, you will be successful for the rest of your life.
India having 500 million population below the age of 21 is at a cusp of something very big.
Hello and welcome from Semicon India 2025, where history is being made. Today, India stands at the forefront of a technological revolution, having just unveiled its very first made-in-India semiconductor chip, the Vicram 32-bit processor. This milestone reflects the country's rapid growth. The Indian semiconductor market, valued at about $45 to $50 billion this year, is projected to be more than double and cross the $100 billion mark by 2030. With industry giants and global delegations from more than 48 countries here and investment commitments from leaders like AMD and Lam Research, India is truly becoming a global hub for chips, design and innovation, poised to play a critical role in the projected $1 trillion global semiconductor market by 2030. So let's go and talk to the experts in Semicon India and ask them about the growth and development of semiconductor industry in India. So, sir, how have you seen the semiconductor market in India change altogether in the last couple of years?
So I think the focus of government has really pushed the entire semiconductor in the right direction. The government is really playing a very vital role in taking the entire sector now and making it equivalent to what's happening globally. And keeping in mind, what's there with the startups, what's there with the prominent companies in the country. Without the government push today, the sector cannot take off. And now with the will of the Prime Minister and the will of the ISM, we believe that a lot of action on ground has started taking place. Investments have started taking place. And more countries are coming and participating for the purpose of M&A JVs to happen in India. We believe now the dream of semiconductor will actually begin from here and get fulfilled in next 2 to 3 decades for India.
Semiconductor industry is growing leaps and bounds in India. We have got a lot of confirmations from Ministry of Electronics and IT. We have chips being rolled out by December from Tata's, and we already have chips which was recently shown by the Honorable Prime Minister yesterday, right, from CG Power. And we also have a lot of OSAT things already being finalized. In fact, in continuation of that, the Semicon India 2025 has a tremendous response from state governments, from international pavilions. So there are almost 5 to 6 state governments participating: Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Odisha, Assam, Uttar Pradesh. And there are a lot of foreign countries who have shown interest, especially you have got special delegation coming from Malaysia, Japan, Singapore.
I've seen a lot of the systems in India. They're more IGBT based, but what we're seeing now is a push for the higher speed silicon carbide devices. But now we're seeing a big push, especially in the wide band gaps like silicon carbide. Higher voltage is needed for a lot of new applications like heavy duty EVs, where what was used in an EV is just not good enough. We need higher voltage devices than 1200 volts, and this is now opening the opportunity in India to do things that it wasn't really being done before.
Today, I think is mind-blowing. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this. So many vendors, so many potential customers, and so much potential business that shows up now.
What has changed is now the industry is coming in seriously and at scale. So that changes everything.
Whether we talk of ISM or whether we talk of various PLI schemes, as we say, we have seen a lot change in the semiconductor industry because of these initiatives. So how do you think that push is giving a proper place, a proper stage to the semiconductor market to establish themselves globally?
See, what we understand is that without the willingness of associations like India Semiconductor Mission, which has come up with PLI schemes and schemes where pari-passu is participation is there, and with states now being encouraged to help companies contribute to a level of up to 25% in terms of the capital they are giving. Without their help, a strategic sector like semiconductor cannot take off. So in a country like India, we do require the support function to come into play so that we are able to compete globally in what we produce.
The PLI schemes and the support, the financial support by the government of India is not something new. It's there across the globe. But yes, the speed at which we are moving, the aggression by which the Ministry of Electronics and IT is promoting this industry is that something which is like noteworthy of, and also the rate at which the growth is happening in India is worth mentioning. Right? It took many years for US and China to reach a level what we have achieved in last 3 years, and this time the best part of the financial support which has come from MIT or from the ISM in terms of the PLI is the pari-passu effect, and also the support from the respective state governments. So 50% is coming from the center, there is like 25 to 30% which is coming from the state government. So there is like a lot of financial support, and that is the need of an hour, because chip is going to determine the position of India's economy in the years to come.
What the government has done for semiconductors goes far beyond normal traditional PLI. It is pari-passu investment by the government on the capital expenditure that companies are putting in. So without such an unprecedented measure from the government, I don't think the semiconductor industry would have taken off like we see it take off now in India.
We all have seen, the world has seen it, the launch of the indigenous chip Vicram processor. So how do you think that is of significance in the semiconductor industry for us?
So firstly, it fills our heart with a lot of pride that, India has been able to come up with its own chip. Second, it is awakening to the upcoming players in this industry, saying that if the world can do, we can do the same. So that is, what this chip as a beginning has given to us.
The chips designed by India, the IP lying with India is definitely going to have a product designed in India and product made in India. So this is like what the vision is of Honorable Prime Minister, that we have to design a product and we have to also manufacture the product, and we have to be a product nation.
That brings a much needed balance when it comes to the semiconductor ecosystem that India needs to have. Looking at the needs of our vast and diverse country, which sits in a challenging environment, we need to be a semiconductor nation in a very holistic sense. We need to have not just manufacturing, which we see taking off. We need to have product design, and we need to have product design not just by multinational companies, design houses in India, but also India-owned product designs coming out. And this is that step. It makes us a full semiconductor nation.
One of the areas India has been always very strong at is chip design. We have 20% of the world's workforce in chip design present in India, but up to now we haven't really translated that into products, right? And so to see Vicram 2 being announced is a material milestone for the country, because we've been able to graduate to that next level where we've taken our chip design capabilities and turned that into a product, and that product announcement is a significant milestone for the country.
How do you think that this is giving a push to the semiconductor industry altogether and pushing other people, other businesses to come here, develop in India, make for the world? How do you think that is happening through this particular ISM?
Yeah, well, for sure, Semicons and other conferences like this often bring stakeholders from across the spectrum together to have conversations, to get ideas, to be inspired by what they see, and then to learn from each other and aim for something bigger and better. So in that sense, this conference is already a success, right? Because we can see from the footfall that we've had here, tremendous amount of interest from all parts of the ecosystem. I've been to other booths and I see the same thing happening across the board. And if you remember our SEMI president Ajit Manocha's talk, he mentioned that the Semicon India has had the fastest growth of exhibitors compared to other countries in the past. So all this bodes very well for the development of the overall ecosystem.
We have also seen various partnerships and collaborations going on, and we have seen 10 new projects coming up which has been approved. We have also seen an investment of rupees 1.6 lakh crore in the industry altogether. So how do you think that this is going to lay various opportunities in the future ahead for our country specifically?
Academic research training has been going on. The way that this changes it is that it brings the industry, connects an Indian industry into our labs and our classrooms for the first time. So that is going to change the nature of the talent that we produce, how they view the opportunity, where they go, and the entire global semiconductor industry is looking to India for the talent that it needs to become a $1 trillion industry. So the steps that we are saying now will help us take steps in that direction.
In terms of the employability, that is like one, and also in terms of your development of the academia and the institutions. Right. Recently, there was also announced by Honorable IT Minister Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw about the chip which was developed in collaboration with CDEC, and the best part was it was not only the IITs of India who are progressing, but it is also the universities in the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities. The talent lies over there, and then we see a lot of development happening over there. So definitely these projects are going to help India in terms of the manufacturing. These are the projects which are going to help in terms of increasing the economy as well as the employability.
I mean, we're living in the electrification of everything. Things that were mechanical are being electrified. You see the EVs now, they're becoming a much higher percentage of the cars on the road. So this is something that's driving demand everywhere, not just high voltage, not just low voltage, not just control, across the whole spectrum. And to have that vision to say we need to be India for India and have our content is key.
With the kind of law, labor, land reforms which are available now, and the leading companies across the globe betting on the country India, we believe this 10 investments which have come up and the tie-ups which have happened, they will be the landmark in times to come to establish the entire sector. So it's a welcome step. The companies globally have shown the confidence in India, and we do believe that we will be catering, at least from the manpower point of view in semiconductor, we are very well placed as a country to contribute to the entire globe that way. So the best of the best skill set can be supplied by India to the globe. So this kind of investment, which is 1.6 lakh, which we are talking about, many more to come in next half a decade to a decade is what we can say.
So, sir, when we talk of Prime Minister's vision and leadership and the future that he sees in our country, we have all seen how much he has given a push to the semiconductor industry. Yes. So how do you think that his vision has accelerated the semiconductor industry and the mission altogether and taken India forward globally?
His interest lies in the technology, and the time which he has spent with the companies, and also he is monitoring the day-to-day progress of all these OSATs and the fabs which are being in progress by OSAT, by Tatas and Microns and CG Powers and Keynes. So that shows the commitment towards the development of the semiconductor industry, as well as the keeping in mind the India's number 2 position in the years to come economically in the global position.
We've definitely seen an acceleration in the commitment of the nation. As a leader of a nation, you often have to explain things in simple but very clear ways. I heard the Prime Minister talk about how oil was the black gold of the 20th century, but chips are the diamond of the 21st century. And every nation needs to look forward and move forward. To have a leader who can crystallize a vision and give a direction to a nation and drive policies that then help develop the whole ecosystem, that has been achieved, I would say, over the past couple of years. So I would say there's definitely been a big change.
Everywhere in the world, for semiconductors to take off, and really to take off from a very small base to what we are aspiring for, requires visionary leadership. It requires not small steps, but giant steps. And we have seen that happen. I would like to add that when we say Atmanirbhar, you also see the international presence here. In the semiconductor is a very global affair. Atmanirbhar here means placing India on the global supply chain, on the global map. And this event actually tells us that we are moving in that direction quite effectively.
What is that one message that you would like to give to the young entrepreneurs and students that are trying to pursue their careers in this industry? What is that one thing that you would like to tell them which will give a direction and motivation to achieve their dreams in the semiconductor market?
So technology per se, which we are talking about, semiconductor, is a large field. The opportunity in front of us is that the globe today is looking at young people to contribute in this sector. And India, having 500 million population below the age of 21, is at a cusp of something very big. If we can put our mind together and capability now to go deep into this subject, we 100% have an opportunity to be the market leaders in decades to come. So the message is that India can genuinely set up, scale and sustain in this venture, but not without the help of the young ones who are coming up now, and they're going to shape the future of the entire sector.
I would say keep dreaming, because once we go to these higher voltages, we're doing things no one dreamed about. For instance, the air taxi, it's called the eVTOL. Everyone dreamed of the flying car. But until silicon carbide, no one really thought how to do that. Now that's in place. What can we do with 10,000 volts, 20,000 volts? Revolutionize the power grid, create new applications no one's thought of. So keep dreaming. This technology is there. They need to meet.
We already have Semi as a partner to Semicon India, and Semi has got a vertical which is like a Semi University. It's an online platform where a lot of courses are available. Other than the Semi University, like we have got the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India working on it, and also the EDA tools which is being given by the IT Ministry to students and the universities, like so that they can use the EDA tools from the Cadence and Synopsys, to develop the chip. So that is like one part of it, and also the workforce development on which like we are working. So that is also helping India to develop that talent pool.
To me, this is the most exciting industry to be in. I've been in it for 33 years, and I see the industry only accelerating. So if you're looking for a long-term career, compared to many other industries, this is a fantastic place. Why? Because you work on very difficult problems. You solve some of the hardest problems that man is known to solve. You make a real impact on everyone's lives, because everything we do going forward is all going to be using semiconductors, and you can have a very rewarding career. And I feel blessed to have had this career. I don't have much of it left, but if my advice to youngsters coming after me would be, you will not make a mistake being in this industry.
If you get into power electronics, you will be successful for the rest of your life.
This is a very exciting time to get into semiconductor engineering from a bunch of different engineering disciplines. So whether you are in chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, I would like to say that semiconductors needs you. So please consider semiconductor engineering as a career trajectory for yourself. And the semiconductor industry needs you, but also India needs some of you to create the next generation of semiconductor companies. So we need entrepreneurs also, and we welcome you. We, as I'm a professor, we welcome you into this field.
After getting insights from the experts at Semicon India, it's clear that India's semiconductor story is only beginning. The world now looks to India with renewed trust and excitement as visionary policies such as the 76,000 crore rupees incentive scheme help build not just manufacturing prowess but an entire self-reliant semiconductor ecosystem. With approved projects spanning Gujarat to Assam and Andhra Pradesh and 23 design initiatives already sanctioned, the nation's ambition is clear: to power the world's largest digital transformations with chips made in India. As PM Modi aptly said, in the semiconductor world, oil is black gold, chips are digital diamonds, and India is ready to shine on the global stage.